Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for May 27th, 2016. It's 8:20 a.m. and it is a Friday morning getting ready for Memorial Day weekend. Are you ready to celebrate the start of summer and also to thank our veterans and our law enforcement and EMTs and firefighters out there? As always, thank you for your service as well. I have some good news and bad news. The good news is that it'll be summer-like for the first part of this holiday weekend. The bad news is, well, Memorial Day does not look all that good. It looks like it's going to be wet, looks like it's going to be unsettled, and certainly looks like it's going to be cool. Now, I've been warning about this for quite some time, but it looks like, unfortunately, that this evolution is going to happen with tropical moisture, a backdoor cold front, and a lot of unsettled conditions. So let's dive into this forecast. First of all, temperatures this morning range from the mid to upper 60s over the interior, upper 60s to lower 70s in the New York City metro, and lower to mid 70s in the Philadelphia metro. Note the winds, they are from the south and from the southeast along the coast, thus the cooler weather conditions. That's going to be a theme throughout this entire day, as temperatures are going to be a bit cooler than what we saw yesterday. Yesterday we were in the mid to upper 80s, even a few lower 90s. Today, not as warm because of the trajectory of the wind coming in more from the south and from the southeast. So as a result, today's highs are going to be more in the upper 70s to lower 80s along the immediate coast. Meanwhile, over the Delaware River Valley, we'll be in the mid to upper 80s. Could still see lower 90s here and there in portions of, let's say, around Newark or around Philadelphia. But for the most part, most locations will be in the mid to upper 80s, and we'll definitely feel the increase in the humidity as we already have dew points in the lower to mid 60s. Remember, 2 days ago when it really warmed up into the lower 90s in many locations, we had dew points in the 40s, so it didn't feel as bad. Today, mid 80s, but it's going to feel a lot more heavy, let's just say, a lot stickier, a lot more uncomfortable because of the increase in the humidity. On the radar, we do have a few isolated showers, and this is associated with a somewhat tropical air mass. You get more humidity, you get these little weak, little short waves, or some people call disturbances, lifting north through the region. You end up with these isolated showers, capable of producing a heavy downpour for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then they're out of your location. And this will be a continued threat for this afternoon as well, and that threat will remain in place for this entire weekend, with a threat for an isolated shower or thunderstorm at any time as these disturbances lift northward. But when we take a look at the water vapor satellite picture, I want you to focus on here. This is a tropical disturbance that is starting to develop. It has a 90% chance of developing into a tropical depression or a weak tropical storm. And it looks like, based on the way that the weather pattern is evolving, here's our backdoor cold front right here. Here's another cold front out to the west, and then you have a high pressure ridge between them. This moisture will eventually get funneled right up the coast. Combine that with this backdoor cold front meandering around the region, and you got all the workings for a potential for some heavy rainfall for Memorial Day. So on Monday morning, it looks like periods of rain, heavy at times, will be possible depending on the evolution of this low pressure system and how it interacts with the advancing cold front from the west and the advancing cold front from the north. So let's dive into this forecast. For today, look for scattered cloud cover. Can't rely on an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Temperatures will range from the upper 70s to lower 80s along the coast, mid to upper 80s over the Delaware River Valley for highs. For this evening, scattered cloud cover could be expected. Watch out for a little bit of fog for tomorrow morning. Lows in the mid to upper 60s, so certainly a lot more moisture in the air means that low temperatures won't be falling all that much, and so as a result, it'll be a rather muggy morning with that threat for fog. For tomorrow afternoon, again, the threat for an isolated shower or thunderstorm, otherwise scattered cloud cover, highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s along the coast, mid to upper 80s in the Delaware River Valley. And here's our tropical low pressure system. See how that develops for tomorrow and how it impacts the southeast coast. Now on Sunday, this is where things get interesting. This tropical low pressure system, it's a weak one, so It's not a major hurricane in any way, shape, or form, or anything of that hysteria. What it is a tropical rainstorm, okay? And this is moving into the southeast coast. You have your backdoor cold front here in New England. You have your cold front approaching from the west. So on Sunday, we'll be in between all of these features with scattered to variable cloud cover with an isolated threat for a shower or thunderstorm. Temperatures will range from the mid to upper 60s for lows, mid to upper 80s for highs. A little bit cooler right along the coast, upper 70s to lower 80s. But Saturday and Sunday are going to be the best days for your upcoming weekend. On Memorial Day, unfortunately, we have a combination of a lot of features coming together here. You have a cold front approaching from the west. You have your tropical moisture surging northward from whatever is left over of this disturbance, whether it's a tropical depression or tropical storm. We'll have to watch to see how it evolves. But the overall pattern suggests that this has to head up the coast in the form of either heavy rainfall, should I say, or some sort of tropical low pressure system that's organized. So, unfortunately, on Memorial Day, it looks like it's a rather wet, unsettled day. Temperatures will range from the mid to upper 60s for lows and upper 70s to lower 80s for highs as this low pressure system heads north. So if you have outdoor plans, I would say do them on Saturday and Sunday because Memorial Day looks like a complete washout. We'll keep an eye on that, see how that evolves. On Tuesday, the cold front moves through the region. We'll have a threat for scattered showers, temperatures in the mid to upper 60s for lows and mid 80s for highs. Now, depending on the evolution of what happens with this low pressure system, these high temperatures may be a bit cooler. On Wednesday, we have a stationary front off the coast. We have a period of showers throughout the region. Look for low temperatures in the mid 60s, high temperatures in the lower to mid 80s. If this boundary pushes far enough off the coast, then we could see more scattered cloud cover than rainfall. And then finally, on Thursday, with high pressure pushing southward, we'll have temperatures in the mid 60s for lows, upper 70s to lower 80s for highs, with clear skies to scattered cloud cover. On Friday, our polar cold front starts to approach the region with much cooler air behind this cold front. Ahead of the cold front, we have a marine air mass that's going to try to build south. Look for variable cloud cover with lows in the upper 50s to lower 60s and highs in the lower to mid 70s. And behind this cold front, we may be talking about highs in the upper 60s to lower 70s. So that is your forecast for today. Again, we'll keep an eye on what happens for Memorial Day, but unfortunately, looks like a rather unsettled weather pattern is on the way. That's your forecast discussion for today. Thank you for following NY and JPA weather, and as always, stay safe out there.